Welcome, welcome. Um, hmm. How's everyone doing tonight? I want to get my manual up. Let's see here. I'm gonna turn that off. I just got to track the manual down so that I can see where I'm at. Landy. Manual. There we go. Perfect. Hey, Kenrog, welcome, welcome. All right, kind of an impromptu stream, but I want to get started on this. This is going to be my stream in between printer streams when I'm waiting for parts or whatever. And I am waiting for parts on my IDEX, magnetic IDEX parts. I'm waiting for parts on the Rook Funsor metal build. So I've had this thing for like 3 years and I need to finish this off. So they're really, really cool build. I highly recommend 3D sets. It's a very fun, it's a very long build and it's meant to be kind of like in depth. You're not going to build this like really quickly, so which is really nice. I actually like that, but I've taken way too much time finishing this off, and I've like printed these parts with like so many different printers over the years. I started printing this with like a Tronxy X5S, and then my Bamboo Lab printer has been finishing this off. Like it printed this hood here, and it's been printing off. I like reprinted these fenders the other day. These are much nicer quality than what my Tronxy had printed. I'm gonna want to reprint the top cab, and the back here are very poor quality, so I want to redo those as well. Let me just change my stream here on my computer. This on here. All right. So the goal for me today is I want to get these axles here installed onto the actual chassis. I do have the shocks, which I ordered like a crazy long time ago. I think I've got all the bolts. I think I've got everything printed for it. The bottom is all like assembled. So we have all the joints that we need. The transmission is in here, everything like that. So we should be good to go. I do have the motor installed with the belt drive gearbox and everything like that. So we should be in pretty good shape to get the axles installed here today. I think I'm gonna go with these rims for this build. I'm not too sure about them. We'll see how they actually look on the vehicle once this is all done. That'll be probably in next stream or the stream after that or something like that. But I have some of this leftover like bronze gold filament, so those might look good. But I don't have tires yet for this, so I got to buy some tires, and then we'll go from there. But what we're going to do now is we're going to finish off this front axle. So this is the front axle for this. You can see obviously it has the steering knuckles on it, and we need to actually finish putting in the M3 bolt here on this knuckle, and then we are going to actually attach the steering linkage, which I have all printed out here. Again, I've had this steering linkage printed out for like a year, so let's get started on that. So first thing, I need to put in one bolt here. I will say, if you guys are going to print 3D sets models, get yourself a really nice Wera Allen set. This uses button head M3 and M2 bolts, and For button head, you want a really good Allen set so that you don't strip the button heads. So I highly recommend investing in a set of Wera Allen keys. It'll make your life a lot easier. Otherwise, you will not have the required force to do so. So let me just see. And yeah, I cannot turn this. Okay. So I got to take this one knuckle off so that I can get the part in there. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm going to be building another one start to finish on live stream. I don't know which one I'm going to build yet. Maybe the 240Z. Maybe we'll build the Volkswagen Beetle. There's a ton of sets. I wish I would have like printed this in a white, like the body in white, so I could have made some better color choices on this one, but who knows. But I am going to buy another 3D set because I really like the idea you can 3D print your own spare parts and stuff, and I want to mod some accessories for this, like, you know, maybe like a 120-liter barrel in the back of this, like a shovel, a ladder, some scale accessories for it. So all right, so I actually have to get an M3 nut inside this here, and to do that I unfortunately need to disassemble this. I was thinking I could get both of them in without, but that's not the case, so not a big deal. Just pop out this printed piece here, and we will install my nut here. Yeah, it's a big undertaking. I do recommend finishing other projects first. I never did, and this has taken over 3 years to do. So, and this part is definitely annoying, trying to get these pieces in here. Okay, so those shouldn't come out. Now I gotta put this joint back. All of the joints are 3D printed, of course. And welcome, Da Vinci. All right, now I can put this steering knuckle on, make sure the orientation's correct. Try this again here. But yeah, I think I kind of want to do like another off-road one, so I might do the Volkswagen Beetle. Is probably the next 3D sets. Hey, welcome, Shrimp Father. Good to see you here. Kind of like a random stream today, not very well planned, but that's kind of per usual for my streams. I need to get started on this sooner or later, so I might as well start it now, figure out what I need to order still, and all that kind of fun stuff. So there we go. Make sure that turns good, which it does. So I need another M3x10. But yeah, you guys check out the 3D Sets website and tell me what you guys would like to see. They have like the A-Team van. They got some smaller ones, like there's like a couple 1/24 scale. I think that uses Lego tires, which is kind of cool. I kind of want to make that one as well. This is not lining up here. Which way do I gotta go? Back. But yeah, kind of give your opinion on what you think I should build next for a 3D sets. Because like I say, I would like this to be a reoccurring stream so I can have this in between my build videos when I'm waiting for parts and things like that. So, okay, I think this is going in correctly. looks good. Okay, so back this out just a touch. All right, there we go. Yeah, that moves fine. Yeah, the Sakura 240 is really, really cool. The Reaper one, I don't know which one that one is. They've added so many since I bought this 3 years ago. So mini truck, the Rancher, boat. Sakura is oh yeah, the Reaper, a hot rod. That one might be tempting, actually. That's a good suggestion. I do like that one too, the hot rod. All right, so I need to add, let me just check out the manual really quick. I will set up the stream better so you guys can see the manual in the corner. I can't do that for this one. It'll take me too long, but I will set that up properly next time for you guys so you can see. So this goes underneath. And it's going to be M3 by 16s, which should be right here. So M3 by 16. And then these have lock nuts on them. So I have a couple leftover lock nuts that I'm going to use here. Go. And then this small guy goes on to the steering knuckle, I believe. Where does it show that being installed properly? I believe there's a spacer. And I gotta install here. Yeah, that shows a bit better. Interesting. Okay, so it goes on top of the nut. Okay, we'll figure it out. Yeah, rock crawlers are very, very relaxing. Like they're really nice and slow pace, really fun, and you can design a whole bunch of accessories for them, right? Like I say, especially one like a pickup. Like I want to design a bunch of scale accessories, maybe have like a spare tire mount on the back, a ladder, and all that kind of fun stuff and whatnot. So. Okay, so what I'm going to do is press in some of these joints here. I haven't done one of these in a while and I kind of forget how these are easy or not. So it's, oh, that one's broke. You definitely got to be very careful with these, but I have a tool to install these correctly, which I should be using. See if I can do that again. Now, of course, now it installs correctly once I break it. Yeah, could maybe roll with that. See if we can't install the next one. So let's go. So all these links are 3D printed for better or worse. They can be tedious, I guess, if you're unfamiliar with installing them, but there is like a tool you use. So like this guy right here. So there is a tool for testing your bearing tolerance, and also installing these joints. Basically, you can put this in here and tap it in with a hammer, which is usually what I do. So I'm going to see if I can just gently do that with the tool here. You should probably grease these two, but see if that one actually installed correctly. So there we go. So then the M3x16 goes through it here like so, and then this goes through your steering knuckle like so. So I get this started. If I can get this started. So, yeah, basically this is just going to lock the two steering joints in so that they move together, of course. So we will install that like so. This joint goes into here. So my Bamboo Lab X1 printed most all of the gears and differentials and stuff like that, so. Put that one in this, I think. So there we go, there's our steering link there. Moves actually quite nice. Very happy with that. So now when we install our actual steering link, which is one of these guys, this will go up to like the servo and it'll actually actuate the steering. So we need to install some lock nuts on here just so that these don't pop out. Lock these in here. There we go, just like so. Now this one here, I believe, I think I put like this on. Interesting. Okay, that's not how it goes. So let's take this off. So it shows just a link going right on as is. So you got to press in another link here. So let's just pop this guy in. So I'll put it on the little tool here, and I'm just gonna use my kind of cement floor here so it's not super loud for all of you. Sometimes it takes a bit of effort to get them in. It kind of sounds like they break, but they don't. Okay. So yeah, just pressing in the little 3D printed joint. You could mod these to use actual RC joints, but to save money, they actually design their own joints, and they do work. But I could definitely see some mods. There's probably already mods on printables for these joints to be RC joints. And I mean, that could be like a nice quality of life. If you do build one of these, you might be interested in that instead, which wouldn't be too big of a deal. You could just order some Traxxas steering links with like different length of threaded rod, and you could easily make these instead of 3D printing them, because they can be a little bit tedious. But so then this should just sit onto here like so, I think. But we need to put on a lock nut first. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay, I think I know what this is an M3 by 25 that goes there. Got it. Okay, I get it now. Do I have, I do have an M3 by 25, but it's not button head, so it's just a regular M3 bolt that I'll use. I'll just use one of these normal socket head type bolts. So instead, this is actually gonna go through the top on this one side. So that's an easy change to make. But I really want to see this thing on its wheels, like on the axles, fully sitting on its wheels, on its suspension. It's been like a really, really long time since I've actually messed with this. So, okay. So I just want to make sure the orientation here before. So the flange goes down. Okay, so we put our M3 by 25 on here, and then essentially this is going to have a threaded nut on it, I guess, as kind of like a spacer, as far as I can tell here. So we're gonna attach this. I think I'm going to just flip it around, be easier. Hey Steve, welcome. I love it. I love the rock crawler build. I just wish I would have finished this earlier. It's been 3 years in the making. I know you built the Secura 240, right? Which is another one that I do want to build. I've literally printed so many parts on like many different printers through the years, and I've just been lazy, and like other projects have come up. But I highly do recommend like the rock crawler because these are so fun, but you gotta basically dedicate your schedule to finishing this because it's been too long for me. Oh, you've done two other ones. I didn't know you did those ones. How did you like the mini 4x4? That's like a 1/12 scale or something, right? Oh, you're going to do the Reaper. Awesome. I'll have to check out your streams for the Reaper. There we go. So the M3 nylon nut acts as a spacer here for the steering knuckle, basically. So I might have to round out the, just open up this hole a little bit here. Yeah, the Reaper is definitely one I'm interested in checking out too. They definitely put a lot of effort into their designs and manuals and stuff. It's worth the $40 or whatever it is. And they have sales on a lot too, like buy one, get second one 50% off and things like that. And then you have the parts for life, right? You can 3D print all sorts of spare parts and things like that. So yeah, I like the mini 4x4 uses the Lego tires, I believe, right? I kind of want to mess around with that one too. It's a smaller build and will take less time to print. This is quite a long print because it's 1/8 scale, but it is like, I like the Land Rover Defender, so I wanted to build one of these. And I like the pickup. Like, I want to kind of keep the pickup bed as a real bed so I can put accessories and stuff. But yeah. Oh, the tires it uses are discontinued? That's kind of annoying. Just want to use this M3 bolt to get this hole a little bit bigger. Oh, okay, they do have a TPU option. Perfect. I've got some TPU I've never used just sitting on the shelf, so I can definitely use that. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm tempted to do the A-Team van as well. I really like the A-Team van, but that's like a really large body to print. I don't know if I can be without my printer for that long while it's printing that huge van body. I haven't like looked into it like a ton to see how the van body like prints or whatever, but the Sakura 240, of course, is an iconic sports car. I've owned a 240Z, so that would be a really fun one for sure. Okay, let's make sure I'm doing this in the right orientation here. Let's see if I can get this thing in. There we go. So yeah. This guy just sits up there like that. M3 bolt is like a spacer to space out the steering knuckle. You have the van files. I actually just ordered some of the non. Oh, okay, awesome. I'll have to check out the stream that you do on that one as well. But I'm curious about the Reaper because the Reaper, the hot rod looks really fun. So let me pop this on, and another nylon lock nut, if I can find one in here. There's one. What did you order, Steve, for your remote? Because I don't have a remote yet. I've got some ideas on like designing my own remote, but yeah, I'll probably have to come back to the steering, but it is functional. I would like to design like a Bluetooth ESP32 remote for this so that I don't have to keep buying expensive receivers. I want to design my own ESP32 handheld remote, and then an ESP32 will send the PWM signals to the motor and servo, like the speed controller and servo, because yeah, receivers can be expensive if you're building a lot of these. So, and I've built some ESP32s like remotes already using ESP Now, like Bluetooth communication, and they'd work perfect for rock crawlers like this, like you're indoors, you know, that type of thing. So okay, that's not bad if they are cheap. I wonder how expensive they are for me in Canada. They're probably like $50 in Canada. I'll have to check on that. All right, we've got the steering, or the front differential is ready to go. For the back one, all we have to do is basically add this stabilizer here. I believe it just goes on like so, and it'll attach to the actual chassis just so that this doesn't go back and forth in the frame. So let's go down to the rear axle. So my differentials are the ones, these are solid differentials, so I want to make sure I'm looking at the correct one. Not they really differ too much, but I do want to make sure I'm doing the correct one. All right, so this is going to go like this, it looks like. So let's get some of these joints, pop these in. Use a little tool here. There's one. It's always scary pressing in these plastic joints. So with this kit, you do have an option to 3D print a solid axle like this, or you can 3D print one with an open differential. If this is a rock crawler, I would go with the solid differential. It's easier to build as well. Because yeah, I want these locked in place. If you're going to be rock crawling, you want locked four-wheel drive. So that's why I've chosen the solid differentials. But there are two choices. If you're going with the open diffs, that would be more of a high-speed kind of backyard basher. But if you're going with locked differentials, that is going to be a dedicated crawler. Your turning radius is going to be very poor, but it is what it is. So it's going to go like that. Let's double check this here. Yeah, so alongside goes on like so. I'll probably have to flip that one around, but that's fine. I've got more joints here that I can install. And go like that. Use the tool again. Go. All right. So that attaches just like so on the back there. Again, this will attach to the chassis to prevent the differential from kind of walking back and forth. And I imagine these are either M3x10 or M3x16. Let's see what this says. M3x16. So we will just use the one I have already. And then I think I can start mounting this into the chassis. So that's just how that goes there, like so. Your shocks will most likely go here. Yeah, shocks will probably go here. And then your chassis links will just attach to the bottom here, I believe. So I think we could go ahead and do that. Let me double check the manual here. So I think we'll do the rear diff first. And the rear diff is this all M3x16? Yeah, so all M3x16 bolts here to actually assemble the diff. So let's flip this guy upside down here. And I think I'm going to install my shocks first. So I don't remember when I bought these, but they're just some like Amazon specials or whatever. I don't think I need any spacers or anything like that. Yeah, I think it's just an M3x16 right through the shock mount itself. So let's grab that. Thread this in. Try to thread this in straight. It does have to line up with the other side of the hole. Imagine I will like print, I'll just design some different mounts if these are too loose. But we'll see how they go first. And we'll go from there. For the shocks I have, there's probably a bit too much like play, but it's a really easy little tiny joint that I can just make thicker or whatever, print out a spacer or whatnot. go. Try and okay, there we go. Like I say, good enough for mock-up for now. Make sure here. Yeah. Alright, so that's good. Like that. So let's grab the rear diff here. Like I say, this should slide in like so. Try to actually turn this way so you guys can see a bit better. So it has like the slip drive shaft there, of course. Pretty sure these are going to kind of just mount up like this. Okay, so that's these two guys right here, I believe. That one goes like this, and then the shocks will attach to those ones, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look here. Okay, and then the upper arm goes, what size of bolt is the upper arm? Oh, it's still an M3/16. Okay, so this upper arm attaches to that. Right there. So that's going to roughly go like that. So yeah, let's attach that upper arm first. So got this upper one here. So this attaches to the top of the differential here. That will stop the axle from rocking back and forward once all the links are installed. So this is a 3-link suspension on this rock crawler. I imagine it's 3-linked because for articulation, so it has like the most articulation possible, but that's going to basically go like this. Assuming I'll have to compress the shocks to install them, but yeah, actually I don't know if they go to the back there or where those are attaching to, but I do believe the link will go there. So let's install this lower link here. I'm gonna test fit this and see what works here first. So I get mostly through the hole. I should be able to use the other end of the Allen here. But let's just leave that for now and make sure that we can attach the other link here. It should go about like this. I believe I'm going to have to get this fully seated in here first. There's no heat sets on these builds. It's all thread into plastic, and there are some M3 nuts that are used, which is totally fine. This is not going to see like a lot of abuse, being like a slow crawler. It's mainly meant to climb like anything you put in front of it type deal. So there we go. That's installed fully. Let's take another quick look here at the manual. And okay, so the shock goes in this front hole here, I guess. I might actually have the shock mounts flipped. I think these shocks are too far back, but the mounts can be flipped so that they're more to the back. So I might have to take a look at that once I get the other side in here. So we just need to line this up with this. Should be fine, I believe. Let me just see here. This go in. Let's take a look at the manual here. Guess it's just a one page. So let's just put this on the side. I didn't glue the floors in, that's what's coming out there. Okay, so yeah, the shock attaches to this top mount here, which is way too far back, so I need to flip that, I believe. Yeah, that does look centered in the back. I just want to double check, make sure all my links are where they should be before I actually start assembling this like 100%. So let me just pop this back down here. Let's get a M3 into this link here. Want this to thread in as straight as possible. It should kind of center itself out as it goes in here, but this part's a bit awkward to do for sure. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about having the bronze kind of steelies on this thing. I think it'll look pretty cool. It's kind of the wheel I'm thinking about. Again, I prefer the body on this would have been white to use those. I do like the color of the Land Rover on the 3D Sets website, like that blue with the white rims. Looks really, really good. I just didn't want to like build this exactly like the one on the website. It's kind of boring. Although the gray is a little bit boring too, I will admit. Almost tightened here. It's a little tedious for this one because there's not enough room for it to spin full 360 degrees or whatever. There we go. So the axle doesn't actually have its stabilizer connected up, so it can slightly move back and forth. But I want to just make sure this is how this is supposed to be in the correct location. I don't quite know that the angle of this is correct for this to actually even function. Definitely spins fine. So that looks fine. But yeah, there's no way that these shocks will attach correctly. So I'm going to have to, obviously I'm going to compress them, but I think I got to flip them out so the shock's a little bit farther forward. But yeah, this doesn't have a whole lot of movement like up and down wise. It's okay on pivot. Again, I'll have to see once I get the wheels and tires on and stuff like that, how the articulation and stuff is with it. But just pop this back on its side here. Yeah, actually, a green would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think the gold kind of bronze look will. Once I get tires for it, I think it will look pretty neat. Like I say, that'll compress down a good amount. But yeah, I must have installed these shock mounts backwards. But definitely move back and forth like this quite a bit, but okay. Yeah, it doesn't really show where this stabilizer is supposed to attach to, I don't think, in the instructions here. There's only like one view of it. Try to see if I get a different look at this thing. Yeah, upper arm goes there, lower goes there. Doesn't quite show, but can leave that to last. So okay, I'm going to leave that part for now, I think, and I want to do the steering here, so let's flip this up so you guys can see it. Actually, put it back on its roof. I got to reprint the roof anyways, because it was printed on my old Tronxy printer, and it didn't do the greatest job as you would expect, being like just a random cheapo Core XY printer. Alright, that is upside down, I believe. So this has to go on the bottom. Oh, did I put the links on upside down? Because obviously this steering servo has to go on this side. So I think I just got the steering servo arm on the wrong side. Let me just check. So these will face downward. So it is supposed to go like that. So yeah, I just got to flip the steering linkage around, which should be not a big deal. I can definitely do that whenever. Just wondering. Just put this in here for now and just see. Yeah, it'll be much easier to do it now. So I'm just gonna flip the hardware, I guess. I swore I had it in the correct orientation, but I guess not. It's not the end of the world. The goal for today is I definitely want to get these steering, or get the differentials installed into the chassis is the idea. It's been way too long without this setup. Because if I have to reprint anything or I misprinted a part, like they're longer, I'm using the too long ones on the front or the back or something like that, I want to make sure that I reprint it this week for next stream or whatever. But let's just flip this around. Okay, let's just leave those out and make sure that we put this the correct orientation this time. So this is actually going to go in like so. And these links are going to attach like so. And then this bottom link is going to attach there. So I want this on the bottom. That through here. All right. Install these the correct way this time. Like that. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So then the steering link goes through like so. Goes like so. Yeah, something like that is the correct actual way you're supposed to do it. But okay. So I know that, but what I want to do now is I want to test fit the diff into this here. want to see if this is like the same height and everything once I install the links, the lower links onto it. Okay, so that's that installed. And this is going to go onto, again, I'm assuming it goes onto the bottom. The shocks will go onto the other orientation. Oh, I think I'm an idiot, I think. This shock, I think they install up here. Not down here. I don't know what, I forget what this is for. Actually might be for this. Yeah, I gotta take a better look at that. That would explain a bunch of stuff. I didn't install the shock in the correct spot on the body. This has to go in straight though. There we go. Yeah, I don't think those are shock mounts. I will double check. So what's everyone doing this weekend for projects? Anyone building printers or 3D printing some cool stuff this weekend? Okay, so that one will go there, and then this one is going to go there. Yeah, that's much better, and I think these just install here. Like that makes just more sense to me. Is there enough space for the cap on here? Although, actually, there's two holes here. I don't know what these are for. Huh. I mean, the Cayenne wasn't that bad. Oh, yeah. So that's for the stabilizer link on this. Okay. And it looks like there's a stabilizer for the front suspension, too. Yeah, the Cayenne wasn't like horrid, but it was like a 7-hour job. That sucks. Printing storage stuff, yeah. Okay, so this is gonna go in here like so. Yeah, I totally installed the rear shocks in the incorrect location. Now, can I actually start this though with this? I don't know if I want the top of the shock. Oh, you're printing some blasters. Which blaster are you printing? This too. Start this thing. Okay, that's really annoying. I want to use a socket head for this, I think. Actually, what will be much easier is if I tip this on its side. I can just do it like this. Yeah, okay. Minecraft and movies is always always a great time for sure. I want to start getting into playing V Rising. I bought it like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. It's a really, really good co-op multiplayer survival game, like where you're a vampire and you can have like familiars and stuff like that, and you build your castle and there's like bosses to fight and you level up and whatever. It's very, very, very good. So I want to get back into that game. Some X-Shot micro. Okay, it sounds like you're like real into the printed blasters. Okay, should be good there. Yeah, that makes like way more sense for shocks. Mounting them in the correct location. Alright, so this is going to get installed. This front axle just seems to like fit better. I might have too short of links in the back or something. I gotta double check. Nice. Gotta have like Nerf fights now for sure. Alright, okay, so that started. Now I can just, yeah, like this is like much more free floating and actually has articulation up and down. This is just like, this is just stuck. So I don't know, I have something incorrect there. I'm gonna have to go back through and double check. It's the problem with 3D printing something over the course of 3 years. You forget what you printed and I assembled it wrong or something like that, but definitely need to get these installed. I could probably use like an actual drill to put these in much better. An electric screwdriver wouldn't have enough power to do these, but a drill would if I could get a nice bit for it. I got about 20 more minutes and then it's going to be watching the hockey game tonight for me. And then I got to do some 3D printing tomorrow. I've got some parts to print for a coworker of mine. And then I'm going to be printing more parts for this. I ordered some gray filaments so I can reprint like some of the body panels. I still have not printed the doors on this thing. Yeah, I definitely messed something up. This is perfect. Like this is exactly how this should be. This one is like you can't even move it. So this drive shaft is too long. These are the wrong size or something like that. Something is not right on the back. Because, yeah, this is like a floating axle, how it should be. So I got to figure that out, but that's not a big deal. It's really easy to reprint these arms and stuff like that. They might be too long or something like that. I use like maybe the front arms in the back, and there's supposed to be a shorter set for the rear diff. Something like that, but easy fix that I'll have sorted out for next stream. I should have the tires and everything for next stream. Okay, so let's flip this around so I can tighten this up. Yeah, like night and day. It's like so much better to do that. Okay, so we're going to install the shock there. Get this. Let's do this. This will go in here. Again, try to get this in nice and straight. Come on. Starting some of these holes is a little annoying. I'm trying to get it straight at least. Yes. Oh man, this does not want to cooperate with me. Come on. I am very excited to get wheels on this thing and see how it looks sitting on its own. Finally. Yeah, that actually is a functioning suspension, but what I want to know is this correct in... Oh yeah, it is centered. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, I'd love to know where I went wrong on the rear, because that is not right. How much more do you have? Hey, welcome. I'm building my 3D Sets rock crawler. Finishing a 3-year project. I won't be finishing it tonight, but I'm trying to get these differentials installed onto the chassis so that I can order tires and I can get this all fully assembled. Okay, now I think I can just tighten this up. There we go. One side of the suspension installed and actually done correctly. So, but So this is supposed to have a steering stabilizer as well, but I don't know where it attaches to the front differential. I got to check that out. So I'm curious about that one, but we can at least... Yeah, all PLA on this guy. Just Amazon special. Yeah, this is all Amazon PLA. I think I ran out of black and I had to use ABS for the bottom, but I believe that's what they recommend. Is mostly like Hatchbox PLA or something like that. Not that I care about the brand really, what brand it is, but I think it's PLA Plus, PLA Pro, or whatever I used. I'm gonna use a socket head for this. Is that normally what you've been printing yours out in, Steve? Just PLA, or are you using PTG, or going crazy and using ABS? Thread in, come on. Let's try to start this first without the... Oh, okay, you started with ABS. Yeah, I imagine the tolerances for this design are not ABS friendly, would be my guess. ASA would maybe work well, because it doesn't really shrink that much. Okay, this hole is just a touch too small. There we go. Let's get this started a little bit here first. All right. Yeah, I need to buy some decent drill bits so I can use a drill for some of these M3. Or I need a relatively high-powered electric screwdriver. Oh man, this one just wants to fight the whole time here. Come on. Yeah, I would definitely be curious to see what it would be like. I was just going to, okay, good. Okay, and then the last little piece here. Just back this out a little bit. Yeah, maybe some PLA carbon fiber would be really good too. Again, I don't imagine like at least the rock crawler will have like a ton of stress put onto it, as you're not going off of jumps and stuff like that. But maybe like the buggy and stuff like that, you would want something a bit more robust. Alright, and the tedium of getting this buttoned up here. Let's see if I can just move this. So yeah, I don't have the differential stabilizer, but this actually is a completely functional rock crawler differential. So I'm very happy to see that I at least did the front one correct. Alright, now I can tighten this lower one. Perfect. Yeah, but yeah, I need to find out where I attach the stabilizer. This is the mount for the stabilizer right here, which is where I installed the shocks on the back one, which is not correct, but that's okay. But yeah, this one is just like all bound up. It could be this actually is not right, this upper one. So this says lower arm, this says lower arm, this does say upper, but I don't know. I'm gonna remove this because I think it's causing most of the issues. With this rear. Yeah, so if I take that out, this is obviously a lot more free to move, but again, I think my differential is too long. I think I have something off here, certainly, because it's bound up like right there. It's not. It's too. Either these links are too short, or this is too long, or something like that. Because this is not how it's supposed to be. But I'm at least going to fix the shocks, because yeah, this didn't make any sense. I should have kind of guessed this was not correct. I will probably sort out my differential woes off stream, so that we can come back. Not next Saturday. Next Saturday I'll probably maybe do magnetic IDEX next Saturday. I don't know yet, or we'll start on the Rook, the CNC Funsor Rook parts build. I'm unsure about that one, but I'm gonna swap this out for. I just want this thing to sit on its own. That's all I want. Okay, so that's threading in quite easily. But I do recommend the 1/8 scale rock crawler. It's a really fun build. I'm using the belt drive transmission in this. They do still have the gear drive, which I think is better for low speed crawling, because the the full the transfer case with all the gears uses a 540 brushed motor. This one uses a brushless motor, which doesn't have a great low speed control generally. I'm unsure as to how bad it will be until I actually start crawling, but I'll have to see once I get going. I can always reprint the gearbox. All they initially had was the geared one when I actually bought this. They didn't even have the belt drive gearbox until much later. And I printed it all out on my Tronxy, and it kind of worked. But I was never really happy with it. So now that I've learned quite a bit about 3D printing and stuff since then, obviously is a long time ago, I would definitely redo it for sure. This is gonna take forever, but awesome. Okay, that's kind of where I'm gonna end it here, guys. I want to do a bit more off camera, but you get the idea. It's pretty the front differential is excellent. I'm very, very happy with how the movement of all this is. I'm gonna sort out the steering and all that kind of stuff. I gotta figure out, like I say, there's an attachment point here for the front differential stabilizer, so it doesn't do this. I just don't know where on the diff that is supposed to attach to, because I have it. It's not this guy, it's this right here. So, okay, I think, okay, so it just attaches to the front. I see where it attaches. So it actually just attaches to the front, right like that. So that's not a problem at all. And that'll prevent that from going back and forth, and it'll be nice and centered. As long as that doesn't hit the... This obviously is going like this. My steering will attach to here, and then it'll attach to like something like that, or like that actually. Yeah. That would be really neat. I think I might have to do that and make a trailer or something like that for this. I do, like I say, I do want to print some accessories out for this thing. I got to reprint some panels. Like, there's some really janky prints. Like, you guys can see the quality of the top here. This is my Tronxy print, really poor. And then this piece here is really poorly printed as well on my Tronxy. So I definitely want to reprint that out. So all of this is going to get reprinted, and then I will actually bolt this all up into place correctly. But really cool build. I really like that the hood actually fully opens with hinges. It has like a little tiny notch here so that the hood like closes like a real vehicle does. Like, it closes into place. Awesome attention to detail. The doors, of course, open. These are kind of like the door hinges here. So, really, really neat. Model, and I'm very excited to get it finished off, and I'm happy with this. So, yeah, I'm gonna be doing a few things here. Maybe printing some spacers for these shocks so they're like straight up and down, and because right now the spring rubs on the chassis, because my shock here is actually a bit too, yeah, you can see that it just popped off because the hole here is like, this is like an M5 hole for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because it's not for, it's for a specific actual RC car. But I'll easily 3D print like a shim for that so that I can install it correctly. So thanks everyone for coming and hanging out with me. Like I say, I want to do some more 3D sets builds, but first we are going to finish this off before we get started on something else. And let me button up all the screws on this, figure out the rear differential, why it's not installed correctly, unlike the front here. And next time you see this, we will be installing these bronze steelies on it. I'm going to print out the backs for these. I'm going to have the tires for them. And this thing will be actually sitting on its own wheels. We can start installing the doors and things like that. And kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this thing actually on its axles. So thanks everyone. I'm going to go watch the Oilers play hockey. And I will catch you guys all next Saturday. Thanks everybody.